So recently I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across this promotion, this ad for Moschino, and get ready for it, the Flintstones.
Okay, Bam Bam, that's enough. Drop it.
No! Right on my toe!
See how he listens to me?
Yabba dabba do. Me being the curious window shopper that I am, decided to click the ad to dig a little bit deeper. Upon clicking the ad, I found a page full of bold and in-your-face clothing. The oversized designs feature Flintstone characters like Wilma and Betty on simple black dresses, jagged edge clothes on jackets, shirts, shoes, and some very loud neon and in-your-face clothing that would definitely catch the attention of patrons if you were going to a restaurant in these very loud, flamboyant boots. And while some styles did catch my eye, I could not shake this thought in the back of my head. Why the Flintstones? Why the Flintstones? Who asked for this? While I did enjoy the occasional reruns of the Flintstones back when I was younger, I'm sure we all remember the time when Cartoon Network heavily relied on reruns of Hanna-Barbera shows. But the Flintstones, I just don't see it resonating as much with maybe some millennials, like older millennials, definitely. When it comes to Gen Z, I just don't see them resonating with this line because it was just kind of much older for their time, I feel. And they can't really resonate with the Flintstones like they can with other cartoons like Dexter's Laboratory or even Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is old, but they kept doing reboots of the series. That makes sense. But the Flintstones, why choose a cartoon that's over 60 years old for a luxury brand? Especially when a majority of millennials and Gen Zs can only reference the Flintstones with either cereal or vitamin supplements. Every season we get a few big names in streetwear, apparel retailers, luxury brands, makeup, and skincare companies coming together with some of our favorite cartoons. And you'd be surprised, Moschino isn't the only company to collaborate with the Flintstones. Dolls Kill also recently premiered their collab with Hanna-Barbera. I say Hanna-Barbera. Do you say Hanna-Barbera or Hanna-Barbera? Which way do you all feel like this should be? Hanna-Barbera, not Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera actually does feel pretty good rolling off the tongue now that I think of that. Hanna-Barbera. Anyway, sidetrack there. So Dolls Kill recently collabed with Hanna-Barbera and of course features styles with popular cartoon characters on a lot of their relevant styles. So if you're in the market for a Scooby-Doo t-shirt with matching socks, then we may have found your prize. And if the Moschino collab was a little too expensive for you and you were still interested in getting, Flintstones merch, don't worry. Dolls Kill does have a little bit of Flintstones merch there as well. But if you're not a big fan of Dolls Kill because, all the controversy that came out about them in the past years, the brand Skinny Dip London also has a collection of Flintstone products. So if you've always wanted a Dino mini purse, then I found it for you, buddy. This sudden flood of nostalgia collabs are a money grab for big brands. And you guys know we love chatting about nostalgia on this channel. So if you are new to my channel dives into how nostalgia influences a lot of popular media even today, whether that's in movies, TV shows, fashion, online trends, and aesthetics. So if you like nostalgia and seeing how one particular trend can influence 1,000 other trends, then this is your channel, so make sure to subscribe, okay? Please. I'm at 46 subscribers the last time I checked earlier today. That was before I posted more promotional content of my YouTube on Instagram. I was at 46 and my other videos are definitely starting to get more views and I love seeing that. So make sure you like this video, okay? And subscribe. So why sell the future when you can make more money selling the past? By tapping into their audience's childhood, a time associated with waking up late on Saturday mornings. How every Saturday morning when you would get up to watch your favorite cartoons, you always had to have a big bowl of your favorite sugary cereal. My favorite cereal was Frosted Flakes, and I like to add a little bit of extra sugar on the top. I don't do that anymore because I found out just how much sugar Frosted Flakes already had in them, and then me adding like 2 teaspoons, which is still bad, of sugar, it was not going to do me any good in the long run. And with those associations of our past, of course our love for these cartoons that we used to watch is still there. It's still prevalent. It's still relevant. And brands recognize that, and they love to play on both our love for style and nostalgia. Brands can instantly win over fandom communities if they just put one of their characters on one of their products. And you know, because if you are attracted to this video, I'm sure there's some fandom that you are heavily invested in, so you know how much you are willing to invest in your favorite cartoon or anime even. We won't dive into anime today because anime and fashion, I mentioned it a little bit in my anime is mainstream video. With the anime fandom growing, many retailers and high fashion designers are jumping at the opportunity to collaborate some of these popular shows. If you're a JoJo fan, you probably remember their collaboration with Gucci. Or if you've been following the long drawn-out One Piece series, you probably found yourself first in line for their Skechers collab. And let's not forget the Coach, Michael B. Jordan, and Naruto collection. But anime and fashion has also become its whole conglomerate on its own. It's its own industry that would really need a deep dive as well. So if you're interested in that and the way that sounds, comment below just so I know that's, you know, content that's worthy enough to dive into and make a video out of. Cartoon collabs are nothing new either. I found this article on Complex from 2014, and it notes some of the best cartoon collabs in fashion. Some of the earliest collabs on that article were dating back to 2010 when Garfield partnered up with the 100. There was also a collab with Marvel and A Bathing Ape in 2012. But these aren't the only famous luxury brand and cartoon collabs, and we'll dive into more than just luxury brand and cartoon collabs, because luxury brands tapping into cartoon collabs is something I feel recently just started happening in the 2010s. We will also go into other brands that have laid the foundation for creating nostalgia apparel too. So what's behind this whole nostalgia explosion? Are consumers in a midlife crisis at the moment? We didn't just go through the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of people went through existential crisis. I went through some existential crises myself. But what is it that brands are recognizing that they just keep pushing more and more of this nostalgic popular media that they know resonates with us? Well, you see, cartoons are honestly just a part of a wider style trend. Nostalgia has been a recurring theme on the runways for quite some time. I mean, just look around outside now. A lot of past trends like wide leg jeans, bucket hats, and platform shoes have all made a comeback in the recent years. Rylan, a behavior psychologist and the author of The Psychology Fashion, notes that people have always looked back to the olden days because it makes us feel good to do so. We associate nostalgia with positive feelings and experiences, and we want to relive those feelings during times of upheaval. And there's no doubt about it, we are definitely in times of upheaval at the moment. Between inflation, the changes in women's rights, the ongoing struggle of Russia and Ukraine, the upcoming election, and of course, we cannot forget the pandemic that we are still dealing with. Of course, all of these scary things have people running back towards characters and figures and popular media that brought them comfort when they were younger. The pandemic and social isolation also shifted the usual forward-facing ideology that fashion usually has, and is now shifting more towards seeking older solutions. So older styles. And the fashion industry definitely has a well-developed back catalog of styles, so it's not too far-fetched to think that designers scoured the internet during isolation to draw inspiration from past decades. When I looked, the nostalgia hashtag on TikTok had 44.4 billion views. The hashtag features a variety of videos featuring learning toys that we may have used when we were kids, like Leapfrog. Oh, I used to love Leapfrog. They used to have these old CD-ROM games that my mom used to buy me like crazy. When everyone else was at the pool during summertime or going on vacation somewhere, I was usually in the house playing Leapfrog computer games. I remember there is this one song that used to teach me about adjectives, and it was so catchy. It still plays in my head to this very day.
Adjective is the kind of word that describes things. Adjective is the kind of word that describes.
Adjective is the kind of word that describes it. The hashtag also features old home videos of high school kids back in the 90s and other content that is sure to give you the tingles. It's also important to note that engagement for platforms like TikTok and YouTube skyrocketed during the pandemic. These platforms act as a form of escapism from the chaos that continuously goes on the outside world. Users can easily scroll through content that relates to reactions, reenactments, or compilations of trending styles from 2008. Nostalgia also taps into a broader audience. It is content that is free from political or religious views, and nostalgia motivates us to remember the past in our own life and bond over those shared memories that some other people may have. When nostalgia and marketing mix, you begin to actively connect your favorite brands with positive concepts or ideas from the past. The goal a lot of times with migrating nostalgia popular media with retail brands, luxury brands, is to associate them with the positive feeling of comfort and security that are triggered by nostalgia. It's all a mind game, guys. I'm telling you.
It's a mind game.
If you just go back and just look at some of my other videos that dive into how some of these genres like anime, or even how my Stranger Things video, how they tapped into recreating scenes from past movies from like the 80s to give you that sense of comfort again. It's all plays into psychology, because they know if they can give you the tingles and make you feel that sense of comfort, you're addicted right away. And while the concept is not new, it's become more popular in recent times and is used by companies of all sizes and across industries from Netflix to McDonald's. A study completed by Janine de Lazalita of the Grenoble School of Management in France found that nostalgic feelings made people willing to pay more for objects of interest. So it's no surprise that brands are leveraging old memories to build emotional connections with their customers and, of course, ultimately boost sales.
Of course. Duh.
When corporate companies tap into fandoms, those fandoms show up in masses. So, of course, luxury brands and retailers alike are ready to jump on this nostalgic train. As we are starting to see this trend of luxury brands tapping into nostalgia, I think it's appropriate to note the brands that laid the foundation for this. So for this episode, I also decided to do a little on-the-field research. I think some of us are familiar with sprinting to the graphic tee section at Urban Outfitters. Just think about the way Urban Outfitters puts the t-shirts at the forefront of the store and at the highest point inside the store. They don't need signs that say cool graphic tees. All they need to do is literally hang the t-shirts in the windows and they will market themselves. Because if you see a t-shirt with Nirvana on it and you're a huge Nirvana fan, you are going to do anything in your power to get that shirt. And when I went to Urban Outfitters just to do a little on the field research, I found it very interesting just walking through the store and seeing how a majority of their products were styles that I used to see a lot of back when I was growing up in like the 90s. A lot of styles that either I wore and they found ways to modernize it, make it look more you know, for adults, because I was a child back at the time. And then also too, just how a lot of their accessories reminded me of, I don't know, just like I saw some pillows that were very heavily like, I don't know, gave me Lizzie McGuire vibes. It was like the classic Y2K flowers. I saw a lot of Y2K inspired styles as well. But a lot of these styles, it kind of just goes back to how the fashion industry is always recycling styles. They are constantly tapping back in the past, and that's nothing new either. They, you know, I'm sure you heard your parents say like, I'm never throwing this away because this is gonna be back in style 20 years from now. And that's true. Styles recycle. But my point here is how a lot of these styles are purposely tapping into nostalgia, especially those ones that just kind of rely on cartoons and other popular icons. Like I saw a Christina Aguilera shirt when I was at Urban Outfitters. I love Christina Aguilera, but she hasn't had really any music in the past few years, so I see the shirt and I don't resonate with the present Christina Aguilera. I resonate with the Christina Aguilera who was trying to beat Britney's ass over Justin Timberlake back in the early 2000s.
Things on the tour bus, and
okay.
Just so you know, I just wanted to return them to you. I got here.
I'm so glad. I've been looking for that everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And the writers thought it looked kind of familiar to
some large retailers that offer pop culture and nostalgia products, and they've always kind of offered these products, include Hot Topic, Spencer's, Target, and Walmart. And these larger retailers usually offer t-shirts or pencil pouches, other products too, that cater to a larger variety of fandoms. So it's not just a singular fandom like, you know, with some of these luxury brands, it's only focused on that one cartoon. Send some props over to Walmart really quickly because they really expanded on their anime collection, and I'm a big fan of that. These t-shirts, however, are usually made by the studio that produced the show, or either the management company that works with the musician. You're probably familiar with brands like Junk Food, who has proudly displayed Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man on their t-shirts of the past. And still to this day, Junk Food is a licensing powerhouse with distribution rights to over 800 pop culture properties across multiple categories, including rock and roll, characters, movies, sports, and food. Corinne Amelia, CEO of personal styling and shopping agency Style Me Divine, explains that fashion and fairy tales go hand in hand. They're both built with similar themes of escapism, nostalgia, and mystery. Disney's captivating illustrations have served as an inspiration to both pop culture and fashion over the last 118 years. They rekindle memories and resonate with people from a broad spectrum. These giant corporations also update the fandoms they collaborate with based on the generation that is currently inheriting the economy. So millennials and Gen Z, the reason that stores like Urban Outfitters carry product of your favorite childhood show, Rocket Power, is due to the nostalgia factor. Brands know that you are willing to drop dollars on products that promote your favorite childhood cartoon because it reminds you of simple times. And I'm gonna keep saying that in this video. That is the ultimate reason at the end of the day that these companies are going to consistently keep promoting a lot of these nostalgic apparel products and more to us, and it's going to continue to grow over the years. We're going to start to see more and more brands pushing luxury products, pushing nostalgia apparel towards us. It's kind of just like how the movie industry is constantly recycling movies that we grew up watching from the past. Can we honestly deal with another Jurassic Park movie? Like, come on. I didn't hear great things about the last one. So if this popular media made a ton of money once before, let's do it again, folks. They're at the table. They're in meeting rooms and they're like,
all right, fellas, this worked for us once before. let's set it on fire again.
Junk food clothing has distribution rights to huge fandoms including Disney, My Little Pony, DC Comics, Star Wars, and WWE. All those fandoms that I just named are huge. And these companies like Junk Food know what they're doing. I mean, those are some of the largest fandoms that we can honestly think of. Star Wars? Come on.
General, prepare your troops for a surface attack.
People will turn out for some Star Wars products. Just think about how when Grogu first premiered, think about how The Mandalorian propelled because of its relation to Grogu. When they showed that cute little baby Yoda in their TV series, everyone lost their minds. Everyone was jumping on this fandom before there was even licensed merchandise out there for it available. When I first saw Baby Yoda, I was like, I need to have him. I must have him. At that time, no one had it. There were no licensed products featuring Grogu Baby Yoda. There were just people on Etsy who were like, oh, this is gonna be huge. And they were starting to create and craft different Baby Yoda products. And those people, those small businesses who were creating Baby Yoda products were selling out like crazy because they were the only ones on the market selling it at the moment. That is until, of course, larger companies started, noticing just how much popularity there was around him and offering officially licensed product. The fashion industry is definitely in the mood to add a dash of nostalgia and fun to its repertoire. Before we jump into some cartoon collections to keep an eye out for, let's take a quick look at some prominent past collaborations. Don't forget to hydrate. The Simpsons collabed with a bathing ape in 2014. The collection featured outerwear like varsity jackets, sweatshirts, and hoodies. The line also had t-shirts featuring the iconic characters designed in a miniature fashion to mimic the ape's appearance. In 2014, they also partnered with Uniqlo and Joy Rich. The Simpsons also collabed with Levi's for their Spring-Summer 2022 collection. The collection featured denim jackets, outerwear, Blinky the Mutant Fish on beanies that repped your favorite town, sweaters, fanny packs, and jeans in the iconic Simpsons yellow. The Simpsons also recently collaborated with Herschel Supply Company to bring us book bags, duffel bags, dad hats, fanny packs, and pouches. Honestly, I was really digging their dad hats. The yellow hat in particular with Lisa's eyes on them, I thought that hat was really cool. So those are actually some cool and relevant styles that people are wearing today. If that wasn't enough Simpsons merch for you though, they also have a collection with meat undies so you can wear your favorite TV family very close to your body. The two teenage heavy metal fans, Beavis and Butthead, didn't just get a recent reboot on Paramount Plus that critics are calling a waste. The pair also had a collection with Stussy in 2011 that featured majority t-shirts. Dumb Good, a brand that tailors streetwear for shoppers invested heavily in nostalgia products, also has a Beavis and Butthead collection, but this company makes bank on nostalgia products. They literally have a scrolling catalog listed in alphabetical order of pop culture media that they've collaborated with, so they're very similar to Junk Food. The Beavis and Butthead collab with Dumb Good features dad hats sporting the duo, button-down t-shirts, regular t-shirts, hoodies, sweats. Best Friends also have apparel available at PacSun and Forever 21. 2014 also saw a Peanuts collab with Bathing Ape that featured Charlie Brown's iconic zigzag t-shirt design on high-quality shirts. The line also included a matching hoodie, custom Bathing Ape and Peanuts camo shorts, tote bags, hoodies, sneakers, t-shirts, and figurines. In 2020, Peanuts also partnered with Marc Jacobs to create custom totes, snapshot purses, sneakers, and sweatshirts. Peanuts partnered with Cotton On to promote back-to-school products like book bags, stationery, and accessories. Love Your Melon is another brand that also carries a small line of Snoopy and Woodstock hats. Peanuts products can also be found on websites for Zara and Converse. And I randomly came across this $2,000 Snoopy cardigan by a brand that I've never heard of, but if you have, probably, just let me know in the comments if you've shopped this brand before. It's called Alanoui. I'm not familiar with the brand. If you are, just let me know. Who's willing to invest that much money in a Snoopy cardigan? Rich people. And if that's not enough for you, Peanuts also has a line of jewelry with the brand Alex and Annie. Alex and Annie is another company making bank on nostalgic products. They also have jewelry lines with popular media like Barbie, SpongeBob, and Harry Potter, just to name a few. Powerpuff Girls, you guys know I'm excited about this one. I'm obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls. That was my bread and butter when I was a child. I have so many great memories associated with Powerpuff Girls. Back in the day, I bought a ton of merch that had Powerpuff Girls on it. So of course I am guilty of buying Powerpuff Girl merch today. I'll just show a couple photos of me and some of the Dolls Kill Powerpuff Girl clothing, because when they announced that, I immediately had to jump on it. So they partnered up with a designer called Maria Escote in 2018 to bring luxury styles featuring the iconic trio on the runway. If I had the money to afford that, I definitely would buy it. They also teamed up with Dolls Killed, like I mentioned, in 2021 to feature themed shoes, accessories, and Powerpuff Girl shaped bags. The line also had patterned dresses, hoodies, tops, and inflatable chairs. The dynamic trio also partnered with Moby Fox to bring us smartwatch bands. The Powerpuff Girls teamed up with Skinny Dip London to bring tailored hoodies, tops, iPhone cases, pouches, and phone straps. They also have a line of t-shirts, sweaters, and a jacket with the brand Market. And if that's not enough for you, they also have a line of underwear available on the website or with the brand PSD. And PSD is another brand, another company that collaborates with a lot of nostalgic media like SpongeBob and Rugrats. Other collections, including the Powerpuff Girls, I was really caught off guard by this one, but honestly I would probably be one of the people to invest in this if I had the funds to do so. Yes, Powerpuff Girl chains. It was from the brand called King Ice, so I thought that was themed. Merch can also be found at Hot Topic, Fashion Nova, Rue 21, Red Up, Zara, Princess Polly, Zazzle, and beauty brands as well, including Truly Beauty and Revolution Beauty. I also wanted to just briefly mention Disney as well. I would dive into the Disney partnerships with brands, but that list it's literally longer than I could even imagine. It's incomprehensible. So that would call for almost a separate video, because Disney has heavily influenced a lot of other cartoon brands to branch out into merchandise, because they've been doing this for ages. Putting some of your favorite characters on a t-shirt. They've always done it. I couldn't go into all the Disney collaborations for this video, so comment below if that's something that you would be interested in seeing, because I probably will not do that unless there are actually people interested in seeing that. Some upcoming fashion collaborations that you wouldn't want to miss the world for. So Reebok has an upcoming collection with the Jetsons and the Flintstones. This relates back to the beginning of the video with the Moschino collection. Moschino, I don't know, maybe Hanna-Barbera recently shared their licensing for their cartoons so they could also jump on this nostalgia money train as well. So choo choo! Stella McCartney also has an upcoming collaboration with Disney. The collection will fuse Disney's previous charm, Fantasia, into a playful spring collection, needing the classic animated film with aesthetic relevant styles of today. This trend of utilizing popular media references on products is doing so well that we are starting to see it leak into other industries like beauty. Alley, a beauty brand whose main concept of sustainability, recently partnered with Peanuts. The brand will push a limited edition designed for their Chrono Beauty Gel UV-EX and their Alley Chrono Beauty Tone Up UV-1 sunscreens. I've never heard of this brand. So I might butcher this name, but Anise Free also joined forces with Peanuts to launch a series of eco-conscious beauty products stamped with Snoopy and his friends. Truly Beauty is another beauty brand known for partnering with popular cartoons like SpongeBob or the Powerpuff Girls. And Revolution Beauty also has made a reputation for partnering with nostalgic brands like Bratz, Lion King, The Simpsons, Looney Tunes, Disney, DC, and the Powerpuff Girls. ColourPop is another brand that teamed up with pop culture media like Lizzie McGuire, Barbie, the Powerpuff Girls, Winnie the Pooh, and more. After reviewing these collabs, it makes sense to say that there is a lot of money in joining forces with popular media that heavily influenced shoppers when they were younger. Nostalgic merchandise satisfies our inner child, and satisfying your inner child is definitely a trend that has become very popular on social media and IRL, as we are starting to see a lot of people either wear styles that they wore when they were children, like jellies, to kind of get that warm, fuzzy feeling back, remind them of, you know, those simpler times, and allows us also to share our love for this media with our family, friends, and even strangers. I've seen a lot of times just, you know, when you're out in public wearing a Grogu shirt and you see somebody else who may be interested in Star Wars and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your Grogu shirt, he's so cute. You see someone who's wearing a Spice Girl shirt, you love the Spice Girls when you're growing up, you're gonna stop them and be like, oh my god, I love your Spice Girl shirt. That's just what you do if you loved something that much when you were growing up. There is value in purchasing some of these limited edition nostalgic products too, if you plan on reselling it on eBay 20 years from now, because the worth of it will definitely skyrocket if it's something that isn't being remade over and over again, like maybe some of these designer brands that are teaming up with some of these cartoons. However, I did find it funny that there are some cartoons that are constantly partnering with brands to stay relevant. It's like if they don't stay relevant through merchandise, then we as a public will just reflect on that cartoon as, oh, that's my favorite cartoon to watch during the holidays. So yeah, like Peanuts, for instance. When I was writing the script, Peanuts literally has one of the largest paragraphs when it came to just how many partnerships that they have. Also Powerpuff Girls too. And these aren't shows that are being, you know, that have reruns constantly going on Cartoon Network anymore. Powerpuff Girls almost had their reboot there. Nobody asked for that, and it didn't sound or look like it was gonna be good. That was the only relevant Powerpuff Girl piece of information that happened in the past few years. And Peanuts too, I mean, they had their movie that came out several years back, but they are not a show that's constantly playing, or that's also not a show that I hear people were like, I love binging Peanuts. Like, the only time you hear people constantly talk about Peanuts is if it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or Halloween, which those are coming up, so we'll probably start hearing more conversation about Oh, are you gonna watch Peanuts this Halloween? Yes, I am. And these popular media might also just be known as, like, you know, those cartoons that we usually see when we walk into the Hallmark store. The Hallmark store feels like where a lot of our favorite cartoons from the past kind of go to die. The only place that I really saw the Flintstones was like on Boomerang or the Hallmark store. They would probably have Flintstones like ornaments during Christmas time. And Hallmark is the ultimate leader in nostalgia. Definitely what they cater to, especially like around the holidays. You cannot walk into a Hallmark store and not feel cozy and warm. Like, it's just inevitable. You will feel that. And I think it's also important to reflect on the popularity of other nostalgic products like figurines, specifically Pop Toys. Their catalog of figurines is just like, they are consistently meeting the demands of new and existing fandoms. Their company has succeeded at tapping into the zeitgeist and offering products consistently that resonates with their fans. To wrap up, I said all of this to pretty much say that if you want to successfully market your products, or if you're just trying to see higher profit margins, you might want to consider licensing one of your favorite cartoons, because that is just a guarantee that you'll hit it big. People love seeing their cartoons. It reminds them of a great time. They'll definitely wear it on their bodies at the end of the day. That's what we're trying to get to here. These companies see that, you know, larger retailers and now luxury brands have seen that popularity continue to skyrocket, so they're gonna use it and abuse it. Nostalgia, I hope we never get tired of it, because that's what we're pretty much gonna be seeing day to day. Whether that's nostalgia through apparel or nostalgia through TV and film. It's all gonna be recycled back to us. So I guess originality just kind of went out the window, you know? If it worked before, it's gonna work again. We want money, so nothing new. Let's just use the old stuff. But yeah, that's the end of it for today. I'm gonna go and work on my next nostalgic video. I put out videos every other week. Make sure that you like and give this video a big old thumbs up. Sparkles and Skull, if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Thank you for riding this long nostalgia train with me.